Hey fellow reefers, welcome back to the channel. It's been some time, apologies. This is Lee from Reefer Explained. We are doing a quick recap on the Red Sea 250 and we're going to go over a new product to the top right here by Hygger, which I'll explain in a minute, a little bit more about that. This is a kind of sponsored video on the product itself, but let's just get right to the part of the video you want to see, which is going to be on the recap side of things, and then we'll take you over the new pump. If you want to see that, then obviously you can keep watching. But here we go. So nothing has changed in the system itself. We are rocking nitrates at 10 and phosphates at 0.05. We was using Hannah checkers, which we are, and the Reef Factory for phosphate. However, I've taken that offline just due to the fact that it's wasn't really working out for me in the end, and I've decided to go down a different route with an all-in-one tester. For this end of this year, I'll look into something that's a little bit more reliable and just customer friendly, but you know, not to diss that, they've been really good on certain aspects of it, but for me it just didn't really work out. So that's where we're at with that side of things. On the corals and everything else, really doing well. We got a couple of chalices. We've got one at the back here. I've just moved, if you can see, it's like a gold orangey green. It's beautiful. Put it on this plate, put it down the back there. Usually chalices don't need too much flow and too much light, and I think I've killed some of the ones at the front, so that's a little bit savage. The gonnies and albies are doing really well. I'm just really trying to keep up with feeding with them. I felt like they really respond to it. Some of the colors are really light at the minute, and even though the nitrates and phosphates are where they need to be, I'm still concerned. We're doing water changes about once a month now, and you can see some of these encrusting types are really spreading now, which tells me that I'm doing something right. But some of the other corals, like these chalices here, are really struggling. They're kind of faded right off or teared back, and I don't know if it's something to do with the flow that's too high, but we'll come back to that. So we are doing really well, but just can't really figure out what to add next on the rock structure or around the bottom, because I don't want everything piled on the bottom too much, because then it will make vacuum the sand bed a nightmare. So I think for gonnies and albies we're pretty much there. Might add one or two more colors in, some unique colors, and leave it there. But for the rockscape, I may add some more encrusting types or something that's easy to keep, and take it off from there. We've got this beautiful kind of stag encrusting. It's really taken off, and colors are punching, and all the tentacles are coming out, which shows me that it's something's doing right here. Fish selection, we're going to add another fish at the end of this first quarter, so maybe in between March and maybe one more at the end of the year. Just still struggling to know what to add. I may add another wrasse, and then maybe a hawkfish, but I'm just not sure yet on that. And plus, I think if I add any more wrasse, I'm going to add some more sand in here, because I've siphoned some of that sand out by obviously cleaning the sand bed, so I need to replenish some of that sand. Cleanup crew, don't need to add any more to it, because they've really done a great job with the snails and this tuxedo. No, not tuxedo, this is a hairy, I think it's called a pincushion. It just devours everything off the rocks, and there's just nothing left, and especially with the lawnmower Blenny in here. Can't see him now, but he's here somewhere. So yeah, with him here as well, and the snails, everything is doing well. Inside the bottom of the system, nothing has changed. We're keeping it simplified. May add a new skimmer at the end of the year as well. I might go back to Deltec only because it was so thin on the base and everything to fit in this space, and it was super quiet. I didn't have a great go of it last time, but I think I just didn't have enough nutrients in my old system, and that's why it wasn't really working for me. This one's doing quite well, but I never seem to get a lot in here, and that just bugs me, and I know that it's something I'm doing wrong. We're set at 80%, and we've got the door halfway down on there. The return pump, which we're just about to talk about, is the J-Val 3500. We've got it set at 41% at 10 watts. Really efficient on that side of things, and it is a great pump, never missed a beat. However, it does take up a lot of space in this area. Now that really wouldn't be a concern because it's only going to fit this return pump. But if I wanted to fit 2 return pumps in here, I would be a little bit struggled. So I might upgrade to this Hygger one, and then I might put a V-split for a backup on there in case if one goes down, the other one will just take over. I can turn it on by a Wi-Fi plug. That's a thought. So let me know what your comments are about that. So we're going to get straight to the kind of unboxing of the Hygger pump and let you see what's inside the box. Okay, so this pump is sponsored by Hygger, sent from Amazon to me. It retails for $46.99. If you use the URL link, it takes you straight to Amazon. There's nothing weird about it. And then you'll get 5% discount off it. And I'll use the another URL in there if you need to. If you're in the US, it will take you to their main web page. It gets a 1-year warranty with it for $46.99 compared to what I paid for my J-Bow at £120. This is a steal. For 2,500 litres, it will pump out. Has 5 modes. I think if you can use it as a return pump, just use constant mode, but it does have a few different variant modes on it. It's DC, it's supposed to be ultra quiet. We'll see about that. We'll really test this out. I think we'll put it on the system and see how it runs while I'm here so we don't get any issues with it. Let's just open up this box and just show you. So packaging is pretty standard for Hygger, but they do make an effort and it is really well boxed. I didn't have any issues with this at all. I've had a brief look at it just to see what it was like. So inside the box you'll get the user manual. Great. This is the pump. I'll just give you the dimensions here. So you can see how small this pump is. So it's going to be 360 degrees sucking in from the bottom. That may be a good thing or a bad thing. Personally, I quite like it because it means then it will get rid of anything that's sitting on the bottom of the sump area and then just push back into the system. And either that will just go through the filter socks or back into my roller mat and just get rid of it because it's a pain to try and siphon out that area each time. So this works really well for me instead of sucking off to the side as usual. Comes with quite a lengthy cord at 13.4 feet, I believe, which is great. It's got the O-ring that will go in here, and it feels really good, and it's really sturdy. So we got 7 centimeters width, and I believe it was on the 14 centimeters, 14 centimeters in height, which is great. We get 30 watts out of this at max capacity, and we've got multiple nozzles to use on top here with the O-ring. The feet are rubberized and you can change them out for the other ones that just suction on, which is great, but it is really sturdy. We get the O-ring in here, and we get the connections to fit on top, which we'll go through. Inside the box itself, we'll get the controller for it. So they're pretty standard. All of these look the same to me. And we get a 3 ml stick pad that goes on the back. And this is what it looks like. It's pretty sweet. Got a little peg here so you can peg it up if you need to, or if you can just want to whack it onto there. Buttons feel really clicky and responsive. We'll see how that is. Just a little simple LCD display with their Hygger brand in here. And we've got the part where the 3-pin plug will go onto the connection for the pump itself. So that's pretty nice. I think really good. I like the fact as well that it is a grey and black return pump or pump because you know, even though you know, it's in the return pump section or whatever you're going to use it for, I think white just is a bit ghastly because all of that dirt sticks to it, and it's just you can see it. You're not going to see anything stuck to this really, so I think that's better personally. We've got the little rubberized feet inside here. You can change out for the bottoms, which is great. And we've got the power supply in the bag. It's got a good length to it as well, really good length to it. So yeah, this is not going to be an issue at all. The connection part, you'll just connect straight in. I've heard of people say that they get a little shock from these, like not from Hygger, but in general from these units. And I think, to be honest, you plug this in, it's simple. You plug it in the wall. You're not going to be pulling this out in and out when it's plugged in. I just think it's silly, and of course you're going to get sparks. So I just think we just keep it like that, shall we? It's probably better to do it like this. And then that's about it for the actual unit itself. I think we've pretty much covered everything. Whether this will be a long-term solution for me or not, I'm not sure. But as I said, I think for a return pump section, if you want to use it on a tank like this or slightly smaller tank, this will be perfect, up to 105 gallons. You could fit two side by side, as I said, and then do a Y split off, and then you can have one as a backup or on a Wi-Fi plug. So if you get a notification that it's down, then you can turn it on if someone's coming to look at the house. Yeah, as I said, go to the URL and you'll get the link, and then it will take you straight to that page, and you can see the pump for yourself. In the capsule here, it just spins off. So I think this is going to gain access to that impeller, which is inside here. So let's just see if we can get in. Oh yeah, that comes off really easy. Oh yeah, really easy to get into, and we just should be able to just pull this out, I believe, with some trickery. Okay, so looking at this, you can gain access to it. You could just take it off and spray it out and clean in between these with a brush. I can't see this coming out. It's really stuck in there. So there's something I need to clarify with Hygger, or if anyone else knows, but this is not coming out. So usually these just pull out. I'm not sure if it's because it's from a bottom angle, but at least you can get access to it to clean inside here, or just spray it out to clean that off. And as I said, for £46, $46.99, I think it's a bargain. As long as it is quiet, which I will test out for you guys. I think to start with, I'll use it as a water change system, because this will go in my big vat, just drop straight in now, whereas certain size pumps usually different angles won't fit through the hole, and this is going to be a great addition to just drop straight in with the tubing attached to the top. So we'll just cover that now. It has a 10-minute timer for feeding on the display itself. So we've got the modes here. We've got the plus and minus for the speed, on and off, and pause is going to be for the feed mode, I believe. Let's just get to the actual connections just to show you what you get. I think these are standard sizing for these tubes and stuff to fit onto, but something you need to think about if you've got a unique system or anything like that. There's the O-ring, just fits right in there at the top, just to keep that seal. And then we've got the different connections. We've got a slightly smaller one, thicker one. But I think these will work for most people, to be honest with you. And we just prop that on top, and then we will just screw downwards like so. And then that's it. And that's how it's going to be. And I think it's going to be a great fit. I love these new designs. I've got something similar like this from, I believe it's TMC, and it's for my UV sterilizer. But that's it's like a 500, and this is 2,500 liters. But as I said, this is going to be great for water changes. It's going to be great for the back of the returns, all in one. And it's going to be a good fit for something of my size tank, maybe slightly smaller, for the actual return pump itself. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. The channel is slightly growing and doing really well. I will have more products and stuff to show off in the future. At the moment, I'm just showing off this brand Hygger. They've really been supportive, but also I really wanted to test out to see, for the cheaper options, how will these things work in a day-to-day, and they are working really well for me. So again, thanks for all the support for 2024. Going forward, there will be some more content, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.